English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Joe Calzaghe, 79 kilos on the button, 183 centimeters tall with a reach of 185. And he'll be facing Dimitri Bivol. He's 183 centimeters. It's no wonder they call him the pride of Wales. It's Dimitri Bivol, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. He's as humble as he is dominating, the light heavyweight champion of the world.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, presenting the renowned unified world champion with a remarkable undefeated career, introducing the two-division champion of the world and boxing's pride of Wales, please welcome Joe, the Italian Dragon Calzaghe. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Kyrgyzstan by way of Russia, presenting the acclaimed light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Dimitri Bivol.
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Words are cheap. It's the action that says it all. We'll find out when the first bell goes.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. The straight right just misses. No rest for the weary. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
You just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Well done with that counter shot. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.
Another one, another done. All damn, just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was dead wrong. Filling out the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been here before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun, I think my aim just begun. Another one last time please ya. Nah, I ain't live to please ya. Ain't got no plans to be through with this whole thing to see through. And I ain't trying to be cool, nah, I'm just trying to be true. But all I do is see blue, at least the 10 in my room. Feel like it's trying to consume, but I'm just days that refuse. Or maybe make it out soon. I assume that my doom ain't the worst of the guess what my purpose is. Start my verse, then I fall when the curtain ends. When the curtain ends, yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I blend. Off in the back where I... Yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I... Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. Another one. Another one done.
Yeah, the hate, the grind, the sweat, the blood, the time, my motivation. I work too hard, too long, and not be in the conversation. My team been up, way up, ain't nothing less than domination. I got the game and safe with lock and key and combination. Keep it goal and high sight, don't focus on what's hindsight. Sleeping on me, tell them night, night, it's my time in a bright light. Don't ever band, no mind, and keep it pushing, don't ever give them a sound. They gon' let me when you shot it, but they wanna talk about you when you down. Motivation, all the hating that they doing, motivation. Staying winning, nothing less, ain't no consolation. Used to tell me that I couldn't, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation, motivation. All this money on my mind, that's my motivation. You talking, but you not up in the conversation. They all wanting me to stop, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation. Yeah, bad time that I came through and I got one for the boy. Hey, now I'm finna ball out, step back, shoot for the score. Hey, if I had a penny for everyone doubted me, I'll make $1 million a month off a salary. Picture me rolling, go look at the gallery. I've been eating now, look at the calories. No, I've been out up on the road, trying to make it to my goals. Had a lot of friends in the past when I quit on me, had a fold. I remember being told, son, don't ever say it's sold. For the girls, for the cars, for the fame, for the riches, for the gold. Yeah, I've been chasing material things, I've been chasing my dreams. Stay close to the team, I don't ever need no reason to leave. Heard the birds in the trees, telling me it is a breeze. As you can see, I do it with ease, wanna make it then believe. Bad time that I came through and I got one for the boy. Hey, now I'm finna ball out, step back, shoot for the score. Hey, one time for the one time, off rebound, I reround. In the meantime, I stack up, this win my reward. Motivation, all the hating that they doing, motivation. Staying winning, nothing less.
Welcome to the WBC Arena. Excited to be here for this one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
It's time for our tale of the tape. Easton assassin Larry Holmes, perhaps one of the most underrated and underappreciated heavyweight champions of all time. He's got plenty of... He is the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Watch the footwork, watch the hand speed. No one does it like Ali.
You can hardly hear...
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Easton, Pennsylvania, here is one of boxing's all-time greats, the heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Easton Assassin, introducing Larry Holmes. Fighting out of the blue corner, here is the...
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
This is one of my favorite venues.
All right,
Get
I
the
went
right
over
fight,
the rules.
you got a night of
I want
fun.
you to
No
protect
doubt about it.
yourself at all
This was the
times.
hottest ticket
what I
in
say, you
town by a
must obey.
country mile.
Good luck.
Every seat has been sold. Build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. Caution being thrown to the wind. The straight right just misses. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
It's a flat-footed fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off. Make the ring small. Put them on the back foot. Put them under pressure.
They better start respecting each other's punching power. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
These are my kind of fighters, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You're not going to see as much footwork as the smaller weight classes in the heavyweight division, but we don't care. We want the heavy fists. Nice exchange here from both men. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Box, great round. Great round. Now relax. Relax. Complacent? This fight's not over yet.
Here we go for round two. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Looking to land the hook. counter shot lands. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Halfway through the round and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. That punch landed. Nice job getting that punch through. A perfect counter shot. The straight right just misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Holmes in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Like that round? Good work. Good work at that back, all right?
And there's the bell to start round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
You believe what we are seeing. Through the left uppercut, but it misses. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The straight right just misses. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. This is a battle royale between two heavyweight bombers. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in the guess.
Swing and a miss with the hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. talk about Holmes in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round.
I love it. That jab slip.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
He threw the hook, didn't land. Both men step back for just a moment. He wasn't ready for that counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Just missed with that hook. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Well, the Eastern Assassin in some trouble here. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a shot from that heavyweight. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get your mind back on the job. It was a god-awful round.
And there's the bell for round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Nice counter shot. Swing and a miss with the jab. Swing and a miss with that hook. When are we going to see a jab from these two? These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brawn.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? There's a counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Missed with that right uppercut. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Holmes in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
Let's start the sixth. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
Don't get trigger happy. Because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot. And that's when they catch you.
Good punch. They exchange punches. Both men step back for just a moment. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The perfect counter lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Only catching air with that hook. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
You're better than that, kid. Just go back out there.
Here comes round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Jab won't score. That counter punch caught him clean. Just missed with that hook. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Just missing with the uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. How about that time counter shot? This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Nice counter. Nope, that uppercut does not score. Larry Holmes now stumbling backwards. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
I've been in fights like that.
Come on. You're way better than that.
There's the bell to start round 8. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Catch and shoot. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Good counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Oh my, the big fella just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Heavyweight legend goes to the canvas. And as we take another look, it's this punch right here that sealed the deal.
Where did that come?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you continue?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
You've been put down, you've got to...
And we enter the ninth. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Swing and a miss with that hook. Punch, counter punch. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight?
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
They got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down for them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
We wanted action, and they are delivering. Lucky that hook didn't score. Holding nothing back here in the round. They're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
You'd like to see more jabs. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Ali in that last round. They get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice in the last round.
They believe that...
That was a terrible round, that was. Come on.
And there's the bell to start round 10. They've got to be feeling confident now after what happened last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
His stamina is off the charts. Good idea, but misses with the left hook. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
His stamina is off the charts. Good one. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Good counter punching. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Back and forth they go. And that will do it. What a victory. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
I need to see that again.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
What? There's no argument right there. You say it. Night-night.